Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about Frameblox, which is basically a Framer UI kit, which consists of a design system and a components slash sections slash templates library. So it does have a lot of cool things to save a lot of time when building. And I think that the coolest thing about Frameblox is that it's actually integrated into Framer as a plugin. So if you go to Framer, if you open a specific project, it will be there as a plugin. So if I were to go, for example, here to Framer, and it's already here open, but if I were to do it again, just search a plugin, look for Frameblox, and it's right here. It's going to ask you to log in, obviously. So you just put in your email and your activation link, your activation key, sorry, and then you're logged in, and it would look something like this. So basically, once you order Frameblox, what you'll get a confirmation message, woohoo, and once you view your order, you're basically going to get 3 different links. So the first 2 links are the UI kits, whether it be in light mode or in dark mode. I, for example, have it open right here in light mode. So this is kind of how it would look like. So you have a quick, how to use guide and a welcome guide over here on the left that basically shows you where everything is, how to implement it into your project. And it's quite extensive. I would take maybe 5 minutes to go through this once you download Frameblox. But basically it shows you everything from creating a new project to editing text styles, to implementing color styles, editing your assets in your Framer project, and pasting in new sections, right? So there's this. This is basically like the main product of Frameblox, right? Because we have this UI kit that I have open right now, which not only has this home section, but if you were to click on this, you can easily navigate to the different things. So you have the styles, you have components. So you can see like different components like buttons, right? You see all these different buttons, and this is a really cool place to preview the components right here in Framer, because you're gonna see the exact animations and effects and the exact sizes that they're gonna be built, so that you can just easily copy paste it to your project, right? So this is a great overview. There are really cool buttons over here, and a lot of different styles. We even have like things like this with a nice little animation. So there are a few little things that we can use here, which are cool. And we also not only have components, but we have different sections, right? So if we were to check the different nav bars, you can see them right here. Different nav bars. We have different headers, and we have all these other different sections. Teams, for example, you can use it as a agency page or something like that. Or if you're building a website for a client, which we will do in this video. And we also have like CMS sections, which is, I think, my personal favorite part, because you can create like e-commerce pages. For example, you have a shop CMS, shop hero CMS. So for example, you have something like this, different cards for products that you can link to your CMS collection. So this is also, for example, for me, a game changer when it comes to using Frameblox. So apart from just navigating with this play button, you can also, and with this nav bar, you can just also go to the left side here and kind of see everything that they've built. So they have, for example, like different landing pages that are already built, and you can just copy paste to your project. And they have like blog pages like this, or shop pages, right? So this, if you're going to build like an e-commerce page, you can just copy this whole shop layout and add it to your own e-commerce page, and that saves a bunch of time. So you can basically build like an e-commerce page in like 15 minutes. And if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, please let me know. So now that we got this introduction covered, basically we can go ahead and start a client project, right? Let's say that we are going to Google, and we can go to some place like Google Maps. And once you're in Google Maps, you can like look for some local businesses. And what people like to see is kind of like, you can do outreach by saying, hey, I can help you build a website. They would want to see kind of how to do it. But with a tool like Frameblox, you can easily build a personalized landing page to kind of put in your proposal. And it's basically like a finished landing page for them just to see and to buy from you, right? So basically what we can do is we can just pick some random business or near me. So like I'm here in this area in South Florida. So I go here and I can just scroll down and check their website, right? So their website would look like this. It's very, very basic. And it's something that we can easily improve in terms of design with Frameblox. So the first thing that I would do is I would use this plugin called Go Full Page, and I would take a full screenshot of this page. So once I bring in the screenshot, I can just put it into a new Framer project like this. So I put this one Frameblox demo, and it comes up with just the desktop canvas. But always, if you've watched all of my other videos about Framer, it's always important to add the different viewports. That's like rule number one, right? So we add desktop, we add tablet, and we add phone. So we see kind of like this this hero section. So we're basically trying to just improve the design. We don't want to add any more functionality. We just want to improve the overall design. So let's just do that. So basically we can take notes and we can try to see like what we have to do everywhere, right? So basically we can get a frame, and in this frame we can see that there is a, let's put it like a highlighter color like this, and let's add a text, and let's write nav bar, right? So we can write a centralized nav bar, and let's increase this text maybe by a little bit and make it in the same color as this frame. And what I want to do is I want to basically do this with everything else. So let's just move this. We got the centralized nav bar. We got a hero section, right? So let's just write hero section with the image background. And let's just make sure that it's here. All right, we got that. Now we want to add like a kind of so this is again the logo. Maybe we can just delete that and we can just add this nice section. So we can add a feature section with text and image. So we can add that. And then we can add the order, hours of operation, hours plus map, maybe we can add here. So this would be kind of like a call to action section. We can add maybe an image gallery. And since we're going to be putting the map here, we can just remove that, and then here is going to be the footer. So now we have like a basic understanding of what we want to be building with this proposal using Frameblox. So now what we're going to do is we basically want to find components sections that match what we wrote down here. So we're going to find a centralized navbar. So what we can do is we can either come here and look for them like this, like sections, navigation, and then copy them straight like this. Or we can use the plugin and go Frameblox. And under Frameblox, we can add the section like this and bring in a navigation. But before I do that, I want to show you guys these different assets that we have here. So we have the colors. So we can add, when we go here, we can add this one. Let me just delete this because this is from a test that I did before. So let's just delete that. You're not going to have that anyway. So we can add these different colors, right, to our project. So once we pick on different colors, we can have them here, right? And that's going to be useful later when it comes to design. So let's just add all of these colors by doing that. And then let's add a typography style. So right now it's choosing this one by default, but we can choose something like something more neutral like Inter. And we can just add typography style. So now, once we scroll up, we're going to have all of these typography styles perfectly, matched to our brand. If it's not Inter, it's something else like bricolage, grotesque, or something like that, we can add that as well, right? And that will replace basically the last heading that we had. So I'm going to use the inter one because it's more neutral. So we can just use that, and we can just collapse this so it's not so messy. And now let's look for the section. So basically, I wanted to show you that we can look for sections here as well. So we want to look for a nav bar, for example. So we look for navigation. So if we look here, we have under components, navigation. And this is like more of something that we need, right? Because we have the buttons here and we have this here. So we can use something like this. And then we can just put fill and make sure that everything is under their variant. So it's all perfectly responsive. And we can just, see, we even have these that we can edit like an overlay, right? Let's just first add all of the different components. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So basically go frame blocks, sections. Let's look for something like a hero section. So here, and we want something that is more like an image background. Maybe something like this is cool. Let's see what else they got. Look at all these different heroes that we got here. Something like this would be nice too. Maybe something like this. Maybe we want to add something like with reviews. So we can add like a hero section plus add an extra component to it so that it's more trustworthy. It's easier to sell to the potential clients. So let's just add this one that I saw before by just doing drag and drop and add the fill. And now it's not going to be a component. So it's not purple like this one. As you can see, purple outline. It's going to be blue because it's not a component. It's basically just a template, a section. So this part got me a little bit confused here, but it's because I have these as a kind of notes area. So I'm just gonna kind of group them by adding a frame around it. So it's just one frame. This is going to be called like notes. Right, so we got this. Now I want to add this component, right? So we can add a component by going to, let's say, to our plugin to Frameblox and going components, and let's search for this one, social proof. So we want to add something like social proof to it. So we can add something like this one, and we can add it underneath somehow. And now it's basically a component, and we can unlink and replace. So we can basically just make sure that it is a color where we can see everything, right? So right now, trusted by, or we can just put something like reference it to like Trustpilot or something like this, make it a little bit lighter. In our Trustpilot profile, I don't know, something like that, right? So we have already this review, very easy to set up. We can even make it 4 stars or make it completely 5 stars. And then we have, for example, order pickup, order delivery. So we can make it like this, order pickup. And we can even add like an icon, like a shop. Let's see, like a shopping bag. There we go. And then this one can be order delivery. Order delivery. And then we can even see how these components look like. This is the whole library of this one. And then we can see this one is also a little bit different because these are the blue ones, right? So order delivery, and we can also show a bicycle or something like that. So it's going to look more of like a tech restaurant, I guess. And we can add like this picture of a chicken. So we can go plugins, Unsplash, and we can just write chicken for now. So we're basically just trying to make this look good, right? So we can make something like this. We can also use their images, by the way, if we want to do that. So yeah, so we just styled this one. Now we want to do like a feature section. So by the way, as you can see, it's kind of, there's this big white space. Let's just fix that by putting a fit content. So now it's going to collapse perfectly to what we want. You can already see in the mobile version, it's looking really good, right? So that's awesome. Now let's look for a features section. So we go to Frameblox, we go to our sections, and then we can go to our features section and put something like, let's see. We can put something like with an image on the right, so, and a little bit of text. I don't want it to be so much. Something like this is good. So we can go like this, and then we can go back to our layers, and we can see our content, right? So we have the headline, and then we have the feature 1 and feature 2. Let's say that we just need feature 1. So we can delete this, and we can just add a space for some text. So we don't even need this headline, for example. We just need this thing. So as you can see, it's very easily customizable. So we can just replace certain things and add more things to it. We can even combine certain elements. So for example, if we want to, maybe make this part look nicer by adding it something like this, we can try. So what I can do is I can just paste this here, and I can get this section of this features and bring this up here to where this text is, right? So now we have text, image. What we want to do is we want to make this into a stack, make this stack go like this, and make the text go first. And maybe make everything fit. Add some padding, I would say, some gap, sorry. And maybe make this image fill the height. So now we combine these two sections. So look how easy it is to combine. So we basically made this little thing, and voila, now it looks like this. So we can add like someone eating a soup. So instead of this image, we can go here and go to our plugins and go soup, right? Let's just use something like this. We can use something like this. Basically, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to like have a basis to show the potential clients what we can be working on. We also have this color right here that we can change in the future. We'll do that. But let's see. So we have hours and map. Okay, so we have an image gallery. Let's do that. So we wanted to go back here, Frameblox, sections. Let's see if they have something like gallery. Okay, good. So they have a gallery. This one looks beautiful, by the way. I like this. We can put this in the very bottom to look something like this. We can delete this header because they kind of have like a very minimalistic website. So we can just do that. We can reduce the padding between everything over here and replace some of these images afterwards. And then maybe we can add a map somewhere over here. Maybe it can be right under this image. So we're gonna have this stack with this image, and then we can duplicate this, create a stack here, and the stack can go up and down. And basically, let's see if it should fill. Okay, these things have to be fit content, no, fill. So we basically have to see how we do this. Yeah, the height is set to 0, so we have to increase the height of the images, but it's quite easy, everything, right? Okay, so now we have these two images. So basically we can replace this with something like a map. We can do like a Google Maps from Framer and just place it in here, put it over here, delete this image, and we have this nice little map, which can basically fill the width of everything, and we can have an image in a map kind of thing, right? This might be something that the client would like right now, but we're just building something very fast. Let's just make sure that everything looks good. Maybe we can crop this somehow so that the thing is in the middle. This might look good now. Let's see. Not really. Okay, now we have to put center. There we go. Now it's better. Something like this. I mean, it's not perfect, but we're getting there, right? We're making a nice redesign. And now what we want to do is add a footer to the end. So basically sections, let's search footer, and we have all these different footers. This one is pretty big, okay, because they have like different locations. So what we can do is we can actually make a section for these locations, kind of like a card, and that each one would basically have the information underneath, and we make the footer much smaller. So we can make the footer something like this in the bottom. We make the width fill. And then what we want to do is underneath this section, we want to add something with these different locations, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 locations. So we need like something with 5 cards. So we can do something like features, and I saw this somewhere over here where we had different cards. Something like this looks good, right? So we can go like this. We can put something, I like this one, this font size. We can adjust that later, but we can delete certain parts. And this is, for example, 5 columns. We want to basically add another column because it's going to be 10 in total. So what we can do is we just copy this and we duplicate it. So now it's going to be 10. So these are going to be, or maybe we want to divide it by location. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are locations, and 3 food trucks. So what we can do is we can delete 5 of these and duplicate 2 more because it's going to be 7. And then we can make this smaller like this. And then we can, for example, copy paste a heading. Let's just remove this heading and put it somewhere here. So this is going to be, for example, locations. And we want to maybe put this text and this wrapper together. So we can add this as a stack, make this stack like this, and add this as a stack. So this is going to be location, and we can duplicate it another time. And then this is going to be our food trucks, right? So we can just go here and double click food trucks, and we're going to have only 3 food trucks. So we can just delete 4 of these by going like this, and maybe even making it 3. So now we have our locations. See how simple that is? We're basically finished with the website. We just got to add the content. So let me just add some pictures and I'll be right back. So basically, after a little bit of styling and a little bit of, tweaking here and there, adding some pictures, you can come up with something like this, right? This is just in a couple of minutes. It took me, I think, including this video of what I've already filmed, about 20 minutes to make. Obviously, these are all stock pictures, so it's best to use like pictures from these other locations, Google Maps, and maybe add them here so it's more real, right? But this is just a cool way to create an interactive mockup, because this is already it's already responsive. You can send this as a link, say like, hey, I'm a web designer here, and I want to make this. Proposal for you to make this website actually in your domain, so we can change the design a bit to make it a little bit more modern. So this is kind of like a before and after, so to say. In my opinion, it looks much better than this new version. It looks much neater. You actually don't have this messy little footer over here. You have nice little locations that are actually interactive. You can actually click on it and go to Google Maps or something like that. So this is just one of the powerful use cases that you can use with Frameblox. And after this, the best thing to do is obviously reach out to that potential client. Say, hey, I found you in Google Maps, I found your website, and I made this little example for you. Feel free to click on the link if you want to, basically, and just go through the website, go through the different sections, and try to explain to the person what you fixed. Like, for example, this part that you converted it to this. And use a tool called Loom to do this. Loom is a great way to like basically show your face and also explain and show your screen. And this, for example, with me has helped me a lot with getting a good client proposals in the past. So Frameblox helps a lot with that. And find Frameblox in the link below, in the description below, sorry. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to help, all right? So thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Thanks, bye-bye.